People of all ages, races, cultural identities are here at the Freedom Plaza in Washington, D.C., and they're here to tell you why. It was a gloomy day for many across the nation on June 24, 2022. The Supreme Court had just overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that established the constitutional right to an abortion in a 5-4 decision. But Black women's maternal health has been an overlooked concern long before the overturning. Brown versus the Board of Education is known as the foundation, but there's still a long way to go. What actions must be taken for there to be education equity? How do we get there? Panelist and Georgetown law professor Janelle George had this to say. It's the most wonderful time of the year here at the White House. Dr. Joe Biden has just brought in the 2023 Christmas tree to bring in the holiday season. With it being homecoming week, Bison Spirit is at an all-time high. So we asked Bison students what Bison Spirit means to them. Wellness smoothies made daily by Rob Johnson himself that can go from their fridge to yours. So, why the Blue Nile? On Saturday, November 4th, 2023, tens of thousands of Palestinian supporters marched in Washington, D.C., demanding a ceasefire in the fight between Israel and Hamas, along with urging President Biden to stop U.S. aid to Israel. People of all ages, races, cultural identities are here at the Freedom Plaza in Washington, D.C., and they're here to tell you why.
Show solidarity with them, to show the support as much as I could. And this is really the least we can do is come out and protest.
There are so many of us here from all over the country that came to march for one reason. We want to end all U.S. aid to Israel. Our tax dollars are funding genocide, apartheid, and ethnic cleansing, and it's about time we say that enough is enough.
The protesters marched from Freedom Plaza to the front of the White House gates.
Regardless of your class, race, gender, anything, people with any kind of human consciousness have got to call for a stop to this, a ceasefire.
While others are saying a ceasefire is simply not enough.
Not just a ceasefire, an end to U.S. aid, an end to the settler colonial regime, an end to apartheid.
With Howard University News Vision, I'm Alyssa Mark. At the Congressional Black Caucus's 52nd Annual Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C., one of the many panels included a discussion on the continuing quest for equity and inclusion in education. 2023 marks the 69th year since the Supreme Court's Brown versus Board of Education decision, and yet, Black Americans still endure hardships to fully access quality education at every level. Brown versus the Board of Education is known as the foundation, but there's still a long way to go. What actions must be taken for there to be education equity? How do we get there? Panelist and Georgetown law professor Janelle George had this to say.
We have to take action in the legislative process, state, local, and federal, in order to really truly realize the promise of access to quality education. And we have to focus on how schools are funded. We have to focus on what laws and policies perpetuate segregation and inequality. And we also have to look at things like discriminatory school discipline policies that push students of color outside of the classroom.
Black and brown students deserve to have equity in their education. As somebody interested in the intersections of law and policy, attending these conferences and attending these workshops is one way to really learn what the experts are saying and to learn how you can really help bridge the gaps that exist.
And we speak up. We just continue to remain vigilant, I think, is the most important thing that we can do.
With Howard University News Vision, I'm Alyssa Mark. Oh, Christmas tree? Oh, Christmas tree. A timeless holiday staple throughout the world, and a sign of celebration at the White House in the nation's capital. On Monday, November 20th, 2023, many gathered and came together to witness First Lady Joe Biden receive this year's 19-foot Christmas tree amongst military families and friends. It's the most wonderful time of the year here at the White House. Dr. Joe Biden has just brought in the 2023 Christmas tree to bring in the holiday season.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you saw all
all our military families. It was so nice of them to join us today, all the children. And the tree, which is magnificent. Some of the kids said that they had never seen a tree so big. So I hope you'll all come back during the holidays with your families and join us and come see the tree when it's decorated.
The 2023 Christmas tree came all the way from Klein Church Nursery in Fleetwood, North Carolina, and will soon be decorated and lit up just in time for all the holiday festivities happening throughout the season here at the White House. With Howard University News Service, I'm Alyssa Mark, wishing you a happy holidays.